Tzvi Lebekin, the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified of when new videos drop. I have been listening to Big Finish's new Paul McGann box set, The Time War, Volume 3. Now, this is a set early on in the Time War, so differentiated, I think, from the John Hurt Time War series. Box sets, which were all fantastic. The best one was the first, in my opinion. But they're all really fantastic. You get 12 episodes of John Hurt. And so it was a tragedy when he passed away, because I'm sure we would have got more. But now we got this Paul McGann series. There's also a War Master series, also excellent. So of all the series set in the Time War thus far that I've listened to, which has been all of them apart from the last Gallifrey series, this is the weakest. So that's not really a ringing endorsement, but it's definitely the weakest and the most disappointing. It does something that Big Finish does quite often, which presents you with a really great idea or something you really want to listen to, and then sideline it. It was so funny. I have lots of action figures on my shelf over there, and it was one of them fell off. It was a Doctor Who action figure from a David Tennant story, the one where they lost their faces, set in the 1950s with Maureen Lipman as the wire. Anyway, the grandmother lost her face, just plummeted off my shelf for some unknown reason. I will put it back shortly. But again, I digress. Why was this a disappointing box set? It was disappointing in that they teased a really great idea and then pretty much ignored it. The War Valiard, which they put on the front cover. And look, the bottom line, he turns up in one story, which was really good, but I think this is what the box set should have been about. And instead, the box set was just kind of a bit meandering. Starts off with the story called State of Bliss, and it has the woman in it from the Sarah Jane Adventures. Was it Angeli? I can't pronounce it. I've never pronounced her last name out loud. I'm not going to try now. But she's in it, kind of in a wasted role. You didn't really know it was her. They put her on the cover of the CD, and this is an interesting. It's like kind of fun, interesting story. Going into I wouldn't say fun. Kind of an interesting story going into the how the Doctor's companion Bliss in these sets has a fractured timeline and has lots of very different possible versions of herself. By the way, she's perhaps one of the strongest things of this series. Randy Thacker plays Bliss, the Doctor's companion. She's really, really good, and very, very naturalistic. Works well with Paul McGann. But this story is a bit of a delve into her multiple timelines. The second story, it just goes off on a cul-de-sac to nowhere about a planet where people where they've lost their food supply and how they're coping. And again, not a bad. These are filler stories, and I don't mind filler stories in like a larger season. But you get 4 stories in these box sets. Fugitive in Time, it should have been the first story in this set. It was an interesting idea. It was it's based around a last surviving member of a race, the aforementioned Fugitive in Time, of a race that was wiped out by the Time Lords. And so, there's definitely set to have a lot of animosity and to side with the Daleks. And again, finally we got to hear a bit of a Dalek in this, which is, if you're doing a Time War set, maybe make a bit Time War-y. Have some Daleks in doing Dalek-y stuff. And at the very end of that, and like in a transporter-like accident, we have the War Valiard show up. And Michael Jason playing the Valiard, fantastic. He's always fantastic. I really recommend The Last Adventure, the Colin Baker story box set that chronicled his Doctor's real last adventure. That's fantastic. With the Valiard was a central focus on that. He Jested Scars was one of the Doctor Unbound season. Again, he's got this wonderful, rich voice. And then there was another one called Trial of the Valiard, which I don't really remember, but I should give it a bit of a re-listen. But yeah, I was just disappointed. The War of Valiard should have been the focus of this set. He should have the first story should have had Paul McCann bump into him and realize the Time Lords have somehow resurrected this persona to fight the Time War, who would be perfect to fight the Time War. He seems to be like, you know, the perfect operative they would want. And you know, I can see it leading into them manipulating the Doctor to regenerate, as he did in what was it, the Night of the Doctor, and become the War Doctor. You know, so you could have done so much more with this, and they just wasted it. And one episode, I'm really disappointed, but I'm really, because that one episode was fantastic, and it was an epilogue episode. So I don't know what they were thinking. They did something similar with the Last David Tennant box set, and they got Bernard Cribbins in, and I can't remember her name. The rest of Donna's family for one episode, and they're all these filler episodes. Now, yeah, if you're gonna have a great idea, have the great idea, and you know, execute it. Look, I buy all the Time War sets. I bought the next one. It's not going to stop me buying this series. It's just disappointing because this Big Finish is so good. They're really so good, and this it was such a great idea. And then they just wandered off and did other things instead that interested them. No, 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 no. You're here, and I hate to be a bit crass, but you're here to entertain us. You're not here to entertain yourself. I understand. You've got to have right something that'll be interesting to you and engaging to you, but you got to remember you're selling a product, and you put something on the front of that product to make people buy it, and it did. It made me buy it, made me want to buy it, and I was happy to buy it. I just wanted more of it. So that's really my review of this set. Um, Look, if you're somebody who dips in and out of the Big Finish range or has never tried it out, this is not one to start off with. I would recommend, let's see, of the Time War. If you want something in the Time War, the first John Hurt set, the War Doctor, called Only Monstrous. That's still the best one. And you know, it's a very Nick Briggs led box set, and yeah, he just has a real good feeling for this classic British war story, and like time being used as a weapon. He has a very good feeling for that. And Daleks. He understands Daleks as well. All the things are kind of vital to do a Time War thing, and his involvement just screams out here. You know, as wasted opportunities. But still, listen. If you're a completist like me, go ahead and buy it. I always firmly say let's support Big Finish because it's Big Finish produces the best science fiction entertainment around today. Like without not even close to anybody else. Any other great franchises have just eaten themselves up. Marvel Comics, Star Trek, Star Wars, and have TV Doctor Who, and have really rejected their audience. Big Finish loves their audience, and they Big Finish loves their audience, and they generally speaking provide for it. So this one was a bit of a duffer. I'll buy it anyway if you just want to hear anything. Actually, I think my favorite one in this series has been their second set because they had Ogrons in it, and they had an Ogron who was fused with the essence of the Doctor. So you had a Doctor Ogron. That was a great set. Also had another one of their great future version of one of their great villains. Not the 9, not the 12, not the 13. What's her name? But they had was it Julia McKenzie playing her? She was fantastic. So that's another great set. Just this one's a bit of a duffer. Sorry, Big Finish. They can't all be winners. I am looking forward to listening to Emissary of the Daleks, which I'm going to start right now. My name is Sela Bitkin. That's Sela Bitkin. Sela Bitkin, the rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Put your comments in the comment section, and I'll be back after I finish listening to Emissary of the Daleks, the new Colin Baker release. Last month's one was fantastic. Colin Baker, Nicola Bryant. Just as an aside, they just announced there's a 6th Doctor and Perry box set coming out next year. Why? They're just they're part of the main range. Why make a separate box set for them? I actually haven't read the story in detail yet. I have just got my Doctor Who magazine. I will read it forthwith and report back to you. My name's Steve Beck and the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a good day.